Okay, this is the second to last module, and it's time to assemble our set of drawings and do one final sheet by way of a review. So in the beginning of this class we did a lot of floor plans, then we did some details, tables, and this cover sheet you see right now. But before we do the final little assignment, I want to do one more floor plan for this set of drawings, this office floor plan set of drawings. And in doing that, we will review many of the features or commands and everything that we've learned so far. But let's first see where we're at. I've got all of my drawings up. This is our cover sheet that we did recently. We've got our drawing index, and you'll see that A5 is the finished plan. That's what we're going to do today. But this is A0, it's the cover sheet, and it's the only sheet in this set. The next one, we have our floor plans, and we have the architectural floor plan, the furniture floor plan, the power plan, and the reflected ceiling plan. And because we used current viewport freeze, in reviewing this I noticed a little mistake. Part of that column center line is not showing, so I had to increase the size of the viewport. And you will constantly be doing this, adjusting your drawings so that they're correct. Power plan is here. Because we use the current viewport freeze system, each tab we click on gives us a different drawing. In model space, all of the layers are on, and you see what a mess it is because we don't work here anymore. We work in this other environment. If we wanted to work on the power plan, we would double click on that viewport. I guess I didn't click fast enough. And then this would send me into a model space, but a model space that has this bold line around it, which indicates that it's a maximized viewport. So only the layers that are thawed are available to use in this model space. All right, so I go back to paper space by clicking on that tab down below. Go back to paper space. I'm not sure if I said paper space or model space. Okay, so those are our plans. Next, I'll look at our elevation. A6, we did this sheet. We used an XREF plan to get that right. This is very minor, but to me this looks a little off kilter. I'm going to move this elevation here off to the right, so it's a little bit more in line with the one below. But otherwise, this drawing is ready to go. Okay. And then there's the detail sheet, this one. Let's do a print preview of this one. Now, obviously, I had the print set up here for my PDF printout. Now, because you've been handing in your DWG files, you haven't been making a lot of PDFs. So in this class, we will print out some PDFs. We'll get a little bit more practice doing that. So here's the detail sheet. Great. Cancel out of that one using the escape key and cancel that. So we're ready to print this entire set and assemble it, except for this one missing sheet, and that is the finish sheet. And here is a sample of it. It's not the sample that you will be provided. Something very similar. There we go. This sheet will tell the contractor which finish to use for three important elements within the room. So you see here from the legend that the first section here, represented in the plan by the pentagon symbol, are floor finishes. So if you look at the plan, F1 is the floor finish that's used in the library, the studio, the accounting office, and the hallway here, the waiting room. And F1 is a carpet. And this is just a sample name that I used. You can use whatever finish you want to use. F2 is a mahogany plank wood flooring. So F2, if you look in the plan, F2 is this conference room. It's the only room that has this flooring. F3 has 8x8 vinyl composition tile. That's VCT. That is F3 in the kitchen. That makes sense. And so on. You can see it. F4, ceramic tile, is in the bathrooms. And F5, which is a carpet, is used in the offices. F5. Okay, and it goes from there. You see the base. There are bases here. The symbol in the rectangle with the rounded corners indicate the base number, and in the circle there is the wall finish indicated. So this is a relatively simple finish plan, but as I said before, we're going to be able to use this as a model, as a review of all the little features we've done before. So I need to bring my floor plan drawing up, because this of course is where I want the finish plan. I'm not going to create a new sheet for the finish plan when I have all of this set up already. Okay, the most like the finished plan, the one that would require the least amount of work probably would be the power plan. So I'm going to right click on the power plan tab, go to move or copy, click on create a copy and move to end, and hit OK. So now down below you see that there are two tabs named power, but this one has power with a 2 in it in parentheses, and this is an exact copy of this one. So I'm going to make my changes right here. I'm going to rename that tab first of all and call this the finish for the finish plan. All right, I can make some simple changes in the title block. A5 finish plan, and that's good. We'll worry about the date later. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to erase this guy. I don't need that right now, but I'm going to maximize this viewport and set up my layers the way I want them. So I'm going to double click in there, and you see in the layer manager, layer property manager, if you go under viewport freeze, you'll see that in the power layer here is thawed. You should be able to see the power items, and you do. You can see them there. But obviously now this is the finished plan, so I'm going to freeze that. So those disappear. Then I'm going to go to the finish layer and thaw that layer. Now I also have to be concerned about the text power and the text finish layer. The text power layer I'm going to freeze, and the text finish layer I'm going to thaw. Okay, so this looks correct because I haven't drawn anything on the finish layer yet. I have to be careful though. This is a little reminder. If I start drawing lines, I just used the line command and drew some lines, but I don't see them. That's because the current layer, text arc, is frozen at the moment. If I go back to my model space tab, you'll see that that's the line. Those are the lines I just drew. So you have to be careful, always looking out what layer is current. So since I'm going to be drawing some blocks, I'm going to make 0 the current layer. All right, let's go into model space and create our blocks. Okay, so as you saw in the sample, there are going to be 3 types of blocks. I'll tell you what those dimensions are right now. The first is a pentagon. So I'm going to go to the polygon command, and number of sides will be 5. Specify center of polygon will be here, and I'll just say, see, I missed the opportunity here where it says edge. Let me start over again, because what I don't know where the center is. I don't know what the radius of the circle that it's inscribed or circumscribed about. What I do know is the length of one edge. So I'm going to start over. Number of sides is 5. I'll hit enter to accept that default. The next option is specify the center point of the polygon or edge. That's what I want. So I'll click on that, or I could type in E, enter. And then it says specify first point of edge here. And then the second point of the edge will be 1 foot 9. There we go. So this is a five-sided polygon with each edge being 1 foot 9. Okay, the next will be a rectangle, and the rectangle is, let me just do it off to the side, will be 3 feet wide by 2 high. So 3 feet, comma, 2 feet. There's my rectangle. And I'm going to round the edges a little bit by starting the fillet command, F enter, then R enter for radius, and let's see what 2 does. That's too little. I undid that. Fillet, R for radius option, and I'll type in 4. That looks good. Right click to repeat the command, fillet each corner. All right. And then the last one is a circle, and that will be a radius 1 foot 6. All right. Let's see if this works. This should work. All right, that's 1 foot 6. That's 3. That's 2. And this, I can't use it. Oh, I can use linear, but I have to use it on this one. There we go, 1 foot 9. Okay, those are the dimensions. All right. Now, I'm going to put an attribute in each one of these, staying in the on the 0 layer. So I type in ATT for attribute. I could also go under here if you like to find your buttons up here. I always have to look for it a little bit. Define attributes here. There we go. And they give the shortcut command as ATTDEF, but ATT works. All right, going back here, ATT, and here's my attribute definition window. First thing I do is unlock the position, and then I'm going to define the tag. This is the name of the attribute, and you cannot have any spaces in the attribute tag. So this will just be finish underscore tag. The prompt will be, finish question mark. Default will be 2, well actually in this case, let me do this over. I'm going to call that floor, because this isn't just finish tag, it's the floor. It's the floor finish tag. So this will be floor finish question mark, and the default will be I guess I could say F1 is the default, because at least there are at least four rooms actually, that are F1. So this means I don't have to type in the finish at least in 4 of the rooms, because I already have the default set. The text settings now, justification will be middle center. That should be clear because it's in the middle of this shape. And however big it is, it will be centered right in the middle of it. And let's see, the text style will be Arial. The text height is set here. If you can't remember what text height you use in 1/8 inch scale drawings, you can go to your handy dandy AutoCAD text height chart that's provided. We know we're printing out this plan at 1/8 of an inch equals a foot. So that's the column, 1/8 inch equals a foot. And we want these notes to be at 3/32. So we come over on this row until it meets this column, and it tells us that the text should be 9 inches tall right here. So I'll make them 9 inches. And that's it. I hit OK. And this is, of course, there are 2 things to keep in mind. One is there's not a center point to the to this pentagon. So I'm going to eye it up, but I'm at least lined up on the line of symmetry, the middle line, the center line of the object. Secondly, the cursor looks like it's on the lower left-hand corner of, well, it is on the lower left-hand corner of the text. You just have to remember that that's not the insertion point. We set it to be middle center justification, and I have to click on it, which I'll do right now, and it jumps to the center of this pentagon. All right. Then I'm going to right click to repeat the command. Now I'm going to do the base tag, and the lock feature is already unchecked. That's good. And the tag will be base underscore finish. The prompt, oops, stay consistent. Base tag. Prompt will be base finish question mark. That's the question the computer asks you when it's time to give a value here. The base, the most used base is B1, so I'm going to use that as my default. And the justification will be middle center, and the text height's already set at 9. So I hit OK. And now I need to get my cursor to click on the point right here in the middle. So I'm going to use O-Track. O-Track is on. You've got polar tracking and object snap tracking, both on. That's what you need. So your angle's set. Of course, 90-degree angles is set. So I hold my cursor here and drag, hold my cursor here, drag down. Hold my cursor here, drag over, but I'm not clicking. I wait for those 2 lines to be showing, and then I left click. And that drops that attribute definition right in the center of that rectangle. Then I have one last one, so I right click to bring that back up, and this is going to be wall underscore tag, wall finish question mark. Default is W2, middle center justified, and text height Arial, textile Arial, text height 9, and I O-snap to the center point of that circle. Those are my tags. Now I will block them. So I type in B for block, enter. Or if you like your buttons, you go to the block toolbar and click on create. Same command. All right, I'm going to call this one I'll call it finish floor. And my base point will be the insertion point of the text. You see it's lighting up there. It's like two intersecting squares. That's my base point. Select objects, those the polygon and the text, and everything else is okay. So it's just give it a name, pick a base point, which is at the center, the insertion point of the text actually, and then select the objects. When that's done, you hit OK. Floor finish, the default goes in there. That's great. That's what I like. Then I will right click to repeat the command, and this time it'll be fin base. Pick my insertion point for the block, and that will be the insertion point of the text. Select objects to be part of this block, these two objects, then hit OK. And last one, fin wall, pick point, select objects, hit OK. Alright, those are the three. Now, I'm going to line them up. The reason why I kind of distributed them loosely is because I just want to, after I'm done with them, I want to now arrange them a little bit more, in a more organized way. I'm going to grab this by the insertion point and put that at the midpoint of that line. Grab this by the center point of the circle and place it here. So you can see that each one of these blocks has its insertion point either on an end point of the line or the midpoint. So they're nice and neat. All right. Next, I'm going to highlight that and put it on the finish layer. There we go. We're almost there. Then it's just very easy. I'm going to put 3 of them here. Oops. I'm going to use the copy command. Put 3 of them here. 3 of them here. 3 of them here, which I'll have to group together a little bit better. Like that, and there we go. All right, so now it's just a matter of editing, and we can do that pretty quickly. We know that F1, B1, W2 from the sample are all the defaults, and that's what we want there in that room. Also in this room, also in this room, and also in the waiting room. Oh, that's not true. In the waiting room, there's one change. Instead of W2, it's W1. Which is a linen wall covering according to our finish schedule. Okay, so let's go over here. The floor finish will be an F5. And really, it's not that important that you know while you're editing this exactly which floor finish you're talking about, but it is helpful to kind of take this opportunity as another check. If this were actually a set of drawings you were putting together, you do want to constantly question whether what you're doing is correct. And so what you would do is say, okay, this is supposed to be F5, B1, W3. Well, does that make sense? Let's see. The schedule says F5 is a carpet. Well, that makes sense for an office. Next, B1 is a 4-inch oak colonial base. That makes sense. W3 is a latex paint, semi-gloss. Makes sense too. So you just want to make those double checks as you go. All right. The conference room is F2, B2, and W4. And being the conference room, often you spend a little extra on the finishes in a conference room. So the floor, F2, is the mahogany plank, as we knew. As we talked about, B2 is a 6-inch mahogany base. W4 is mahogany wall paneling. So that's a lot of mahogany in that room. All right, bathrooms. F4, which is a 1x1 ceramic tile. B4, which is a 6-inch ceramic cove base. And W6, which is ceramic wall tile wainscot and latex paint above. And I'm going to just draw lines here. Use MI. Use the match properties. Huh. Oh, that's right, it's over here. I'm going to use match properties to make these lines on the finish layer. All right, kitchen needs to be edited. Almost done here. F3, B3, and W5. And while we're at it, let's move these together a little bit where necessary. Okay, so all this looks good. It's done. Now we need the room titles. So let's go into model space for a second. I'm going to save this because I'm done. I just finished one thing, so I want to make sure that I don't lose all that work. So I hit save and make that a common practice. I'll go into model space here, and I'm going to select just one of these bits of text, but I'm going to use the layer isolate command, okay, which is right under the current layer window. If I hit layer isolate, I'm going to click just one, maybe this one, one room tag. I don't know which one it was. Well, it was the architectural one, which is probably the wrong one to choose because there are a lot of other things like these notes on it, but it doesn't matter. I'm still going to use it. I'm going to use the copy command and copy all of the room tags. That's it, just the room tags, not the notes and everything. And then I'm going to copy it over 100 feet to here. All right. Then I'm going to highlight all this text and put it on the text finish layer. And it disappears. One or more objects have been moved to a frozen or turned off layer. It's okay. Now the only layer currently open is still the text arc layer. I'm going to layer unisolate. So when you want to just isolate one layer, you click layer isolate. When you want to get back to where you were, it's layer unisolate. There we go. All right, so you see the power legend is kind of in the way here, but that shouldn't bother us because we're going to go to the finish tab here. We're going to double click on that viewport, and here we go. There are our tags, and we're going to move them over 100 feet and make adjustments using the move command so we can see them. All right. Just moving them up and down until you can see everything. Line them up when you can. It looks good to me. Okay, so that is the finished plan. Let's see what that looks like. I'm going to do a print preview. And there it is. Okay, it's looking good. Now I need a finish legend here, so I'm going to do that now. Double click in here. I'll start with, whoops, I'll copy one of these guys. Well, I'll copy all three of them over. And I move those up. And while I'm in the finish layer, let's see, actually, yeah. I'll draw a line from the center line here in each direction, and I'm going to offset a certain distance. I'll say 2 feet to the left and 2 feet to the right. And that's probably going to be the same going up and down. Yeah. So we have, we'll end up with a square that's 4 by 4. So let's do that. I'm going to use the fillet command. Fillet command still has a radius attached to it. So I'm going to type in R, enter, and change that radius from 4 to 0 by typing 0 there. Now I have a good radius. And I can get rid of this. Use the extend command. And there we go. So you could do it, now that you know it's 4 by 4, you could just simply draw lines like this and offset 4 feet. And there you go. All right, that would be easy. Offset 4. Choose the object. I'm going to choose multiple because there's going to be a lot of them. Oh, I did 4 inches. Offset 4 feet. Select the object. Type M for multiple, and then do a whole bunch of them. Let's see, 5, 9, 6. That's 15. I need 15 lines. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'll just make one more just in case I got that count off. I'm going to use the extend command. Extend it down to the last one. And then I'm going to copy these. I need 5 of these. Okay. I'll do a temporary guideline here. That's going to be my base. I'll use the move command. Select from the insertion point, place it on the midpoint of that line. Use the copy command. Use any base point around that square, and then click on the next one at that same corresponding point and at the next square down. So that's 4 of those. And then we have 6. We have 6. 1, 2. Oh, good. I'm glad I put that extra one in there because I need 6 and I have 6. I'm going to move this down. Now here, I forgot to put a guideline in, so this is how I would do this. I can use my O track since I set it up so that 45-degree angle, that O track will use all polar angles, and 45 degrees is one of my polar angles. So I can hold my cursor in the upper left-hand corner and drag down and get a 45-degree angle tracking angle. And go there, and then when I get both of those lines, then that means I'm right in the middle there, and then I left click. Use the copy command, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now it's just a question of editing the tags and editing the text. Let me put the text in here first. I can go to the text finish layer. I can place my text in here. The text height is going to be 9. And maybe I'll make it like that. Stark carpet pattern Allegra number 498748. You can really use whatever material you want. Let's see. This looks good. Good left margin. That'll be fine. Then I'm going to use the copy command and just repeat that bit of text all the way down, and then it's just going to be a matter of editing that text for the appropriate material to be used in that spot. So you can skip ahead a little bit if you want to avoid this. F2. I'd say skip ahead 5 minutes. F3. F4. F5. B1. B2. B3. B4. Oops. B4. W1. W2. W3. W4. W5. And W6. Now edit the text. F2. 4-inch mahogany plank. (18" by 18" vinyl composition tile on diagonal. Okay, that's good. F4, 1" by 1". Put space between them there. 1" by 1" ceramic floor tile. Dal mosaic tile number 430. All right. F5, last floor finish, PFM carpet pattern number 28 HY. Okay, B1 is a 4-inch high oak colonial base. B2 is a 6-inch mahogany base. B5, or B3 rather, is a 6. Oh wait. Yeah, B3 is a 4-inch black vinyl base. Oops. Okay. And B4 is a 6-inch ceramic base to match wall tile. All right, a few more. W1 is linen wall covering. Wolf Gordon number LJ230. W2 is Benjamin Moore latex paint, semi-gloss color number 310, 315-40. I don't remember if these actually make sense. Okay. W3 is a Benjamin Moore latex paint semi-gloss color number 315, 462 rather, -60. All right. Not sure why this did that, but I had to adjust the margin or the indent. W4 is mahogany wall paneling. C spec. W5 vinyl wall covering. Wolf Gordon, number VG100, and the last one finally is ceramic wall tile wainscot. That means it goes partially up the wall from the floor to about 4 feet, 3 feet to 4 feet. Wainscot is 4" by 4" dowel tile, number 325. Above, let's put a period there. Above wainscot is Benjamin Moore latex paint, semi-gloss color number 526, 528, -20. All right, great. Make this a little bit longer using the stretch command. Now I can use the copy command to figure out how far out this needs to be. I can probably do this and narrow this margin. Yeah, that looks good. Use the trim command and then cut all these off. And there is my title block. A couple of things though we want to add. I'm going to copy one line up here, maybe 30 inches. Copy this line out 30 inches and use the extend command. Oh, we don't need that. Use the fillet command here and the fillet command here. We'll put a bit of text here. Finishes, and I can change this text height, make it 12 inches high. Maybe I'll do this. Oops. All right, and now I want to separate the floor finishes from the base and the base finishes from the wall, and then I will get another bit of text here, rotate it 90 degrees up, and edit this. So this will be floor finishes, and I'll move that into position. And then I'll copy that. Notice it doesn't have to be perfect. When it's text like this, you don't need to make sure that it's exactly where that center point of the space is. I just eyed it up. It's one of the few times I'll just eye something up. Just placing the text until it looks correct. So there are the wall finishes. There we go. And then that's done. I go back to paper space. I don't see my wall finish, my finishes there. I could open this up and move that, but what I prefer to do actually just makes it easier later to move things around is I'll make a copy of that viewport, increase the size. Oops, I double clicked. Shrink it here. And then move this over here. Perfect. Do a print preview. There we go. So that was a nice little review. And in few minutes before the end of this video, I'm going to assemble our set. I usually just look at the print preview in our lectures, but this time I'm going to print it. So this looks nice. I'm going to hit print, and because it's a PDF, it will think about it for a second, I guess. There we go. Okay. And okay, this is module 14, so I'll create a folder here, and this will be final drawing set PDFs. Okay. I'm going to call this simply A5. Okay. There we go. Now, I could rotate it if I wanted, but I'm going to rotate all of them later. So I'll go back to my plan, and this will take a little time as well, a few minutes. So now I'm going to print this, and if I have my default set up, it's really quick. That looks good to me. I'm not going to make any changes to that. Hit plot. And make that A4. That's good. Go back here. Oh, floor plan, still in floor plans. Power plan, print. I don't even have to look at the preview because I'm pretty sure it's going to look good. Alright, that's power plan. Furniture plan. Right click to repeat the last command. Hit OK. That's 02. Go back to this plan, and I do the architectural. I'll preview this one. It looks good to me. Plot that. A1. Oh, I accidentally named that 02. That's what I usually do. So I'll fix that later. A1. Okay. Now I'm done with the floor plan, so I can close those. Make sure I save them. I'm going to just close all these for now. Next, detail sheet. That's A7. That just happens to be the one that's up, so even though it's not really in order, I'll do print, preview. That looks good. I'll plot this one, A7. I'll close it. Next, done with that. Elevations, print preview. That looks good. I'll plot that. That's A6. That looks good too. Close that. And I'll close this window, saving that. And then finally the cover sheet, print. I'll preview that. Because I use true colors and a real photograph, this is the way it would print if you had a color printer, or of course in PDF. So then I plot that, and that will be A0. While I'm at it, I'm going to click on O2 and make it A2 to fix that mistake. Alright, and then make that A0. And there it is. There's the printout. For some reason, it rotates it. It doesn't rotate it the right way for you, but that's okay. I'm going to close that. Now I'm going to go to my folder that I just created, Final Drawing Set PDFs. There they are. Now, if you don't have a version of Adobe Acrobat that allows you to do this, that's okay. You can just send me the 7 sheets that are loose. But it's great if you can highlight them all, right-click, and combine files in Acrobat. There are a lot of different ways to do it. Acrobat is funny. Every version of it has commands that work differently. So you might have to look around for it depending on what version you have. Sometimes you start with one file and you can add different files to it and end up with the same thing. But here I'm combining these 8 sheets, and I'll click right here, Combine Files in Acrobat. Combines them here. They appear to be in order, but that I'm going to do later. I'm just going to click on Combine Files now, and I'll give it a new name. It says Binder 1, but I'm going to do Save As, and I'm going to call it NICID 132 Final PDF Set AD, my initials, and hit save. Okay, I'm going to click on this button up here that allows me to see all of the sheets. I can highlight them and rotate them counterclockwise 90 degrees. That's this button here. Again, every Acrobat version that I've had has it in a different place. So, or you can use the keystroke commands. Anyway, there we go. That's it. I'm going to save it. Close it down here. Now, I will choose to make each PDF page maximized on the screen. So it'll go one page, it'll flip one page to the next. This is a quick little tour of the whole set. This is your final set that we've been working on this whole class. Should look something like this. Cover sheet, architectural plan, furniture plan, power plan, reflected ceiling plan, finish, oh, just found a mistake. I didn't rename the drawing. It says power plan, not finish plan. Got to always be looking out for those. So I'll have to fix that. Here's my bathroom elevation, partition types A7. There we go. So as long as we're here, you can see how this is done. I'm going to open up my floor plans, go to my finish plan, fix my mistake. There. Reprint it. That's A5. So I'll just click on here and it says A5 already exists. Do you want to replace it? Yes. Okay, that's good. I'll close it. Go back to my full set here. Let me do this so you can see it all. All right, here we go. Here's the sheet that I need to get rid of, and I'm going to add another one. Let's see, this version I don't really use. Okay, yeah, this is the button I want. Insert pages. Like I said, every single version of this program, it's different. Insert pages from file. I'll get the new A5. Put it there, and I'll put it after page 6. There we go. So this is the new one. This is the old one. So I'm going to right click on this one and delete that page. And then click on this one and rotate this one so it's in the correct orientation. That's my set. That is the set I want you to send to me, along with the other assignment that I talk about in another video. This is a nice little set. It covers a lot of things that you need to know for AutoCAD, and I hope you found it interesting, and I hope you learned a lot doing it. That's it for now.